Today, we're going to be tackling a problem that I've encountered, and if you're from a city with weather as bipolar as mine, I'm sure you've encountered it too. You ever decide to wear your fresh white forces because it's such a beautiful sunny day outside, and then the weather decides to change its mind and starts pouring down raining, catching you and your fresh white forces lacking, leaving them looking just like this? Well, I have. So today, I'm going to show you how to turn these back into this, using just a few things I'm sure that you have laying around the house, or that you can pick up from your nearest grocery store. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna make this short and sweet. You're gonna need some baking soda, some Dawn dishwashing liquid, and a medium soft scrub brush. You don't have to get the big bag like I got. I just got that because I use it a lot for some of everything. So right here, we're apparently unlacing. Once we finish unlacing, we're gonna put the laces into a water bottle. This is just my method. You don't have to do this, but when I'm deep cleaning, especially white laces, and I want to remove all of the stains, I use this method. I shove the laces into the bottle and I add my ingredients, which we'll get into later. Okay, now I'm removing the insoles because I want to give them a deep clean as well. You know, I'm pretty thorough when it comes to this. Plus, I just enjoy seeing the transformation process, man, you know. Okay, now we're adding the dishwashing liquid. I don't have a set amount, you know, use it at your discretion, at your budget, because it can get expensive if you overkill like I do, but I just love seeing that lather, you know. Once you start seeing foam, you know that it's on. Another thing about the lather and the suds, the lather actually helps to lift the stains and the dirt to the surface, making them easier to remove. Okay, now we're adding the baking soda. And when you add the baking soda, you're gonna kind of stir it in with your brush, which is gonna make kind of a creamy-like substance. And that's just gonna help increase your stain removing power. And now as we're rinsing the products off, we kind of want the water to run on it so that any dirt that may be floating around won't possibly sink back into the fabric. Now on to the main course. It's pretty much the same process, you know. The one thing that I will say is make sure that you have a medium soft brush when it comes to your air forces, because if the bristles are too hard, you can possibly damage the uppers. The sole and the midsole is rubber, so you kind of want something a little more abrasive to help you scrub any stains or debris loose from there, which is where that creamy mixture of baking soda and dishwashing liquid is going to work its magic. Okay, here I'm starting to scrub the sock liner with the brush that I have because I know that it's not too abrasive to where it won't cause the sock liner to fuzz. Um, you have to be careful with that because if your brush is too abrasive, it will cause the sock liner to kind of fuzz up and look a lot more worn than it did prior to. And again, we're adding baking soda to the outside and kind of stirring it slowly, even though it may not look like it because the video is sped up, but kind of stirring it slowly so that it creates that creamy concoction that I like to help remove any of the stubborn stains that weren't coming off with the dishwashing liquid alone. And now that I'm starting to rinse it, some people might be wondering why I'm allowing the water to run inside of the shoe as well. For me, when it comes to forces especially, because the sole is stitched and not just glued, it's okay for me to run hot water inside of it because it actually softens up the leather. And so like here when I'm starting to stuff to shape the shoe, it actually helps with that process, but you have to do it as soon as you finish while the shoe is still wet and warm. I didn't show it here, but you're gonna want to dry it, towel dry it as much as you can. I would suggest microfiber towels because they soak up water. But yeah, you definitely want to start stuffing the shoe while it's still, the leather is still soft and impressionable, I guess, for lack of a better word. While the leather can still be kind of molded, because once it starts to dry, it starts to harden. So you want it to harden in the form that you build inside of it. All right, and on to the laces. Kind of the same process here. Oh, well, the difference here is I'm actually using laundry detergent just to kind of help lift those stains a lot better. And I'm adding just a cap full of bleach, and you really don't even need that much. And with that and water. One thing that I did forget to do, always add the baking soda first if you're using a funnel, because if you don't, what's going to happen is what happened here for me. The liquid, the baking soda is going to stick to the liquid inside of the funnel, and then you're going to have to force it out. So I let the laces sit. Sometimes, depending on how much time I have, I'll let it sit for days. But you don't have to, you can let it sit for a few hours. And then you're gonna remove it and start the cleaning process. which is basically this scrubbing motion here, like you're washing your hands basically. And just, readjust the laces as you go to make sure that you touch every part of it. And again with the baking soda, of course. And this concoction really does wonders for laces, especially white laces that have been stained. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Look at that. Look at that. I'm telling you, man. I love this concoction, man. It's worked wonders for me for years. I'm surprised more people aren't using it. Okay, and now I just added some acetone to a cotton swab. I'm using professional strength acetone, but if you have nail polish removal will work just as fine. Because basically what this stain has kind of penetrated what we would call the factory finish, which is a coating that they add to shoes to protect the paint. And so what we're doing now is removing the finish. And as we remove the finish, of course, the stain is coming with it, but we're not going too deep to where we're removing the paint. So now we're gonna knock out any excess wrinkles or creases that may have been left after the shoe dried. So what you wanna do is turn your iron on high, turn the steam off, and wet the towel with cold water. You don't want the steam coming from the iron. It should only be coming from the cloth, and you want that cloth as tight as possible. Woo! Back in the game and ready to step. I mean, just look at that. Icy. This being my first video and all, I was a little nervous. But one thing I'm never nervous about is my work. Look at that. Anyway, make sure that you guys subscribe because the next video I drop is going to be me customizing these. You definitely don't want to miss that. So until next time, always remember, every day is a great day. And if you don't think so, you just try missing one. I'm out.